Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you've ever plugged a scanner into your car, you've probably seen two main things: fault codes and live data. A lot of people think the fault code is the be-all and end-all of diagnostics. You get a code, you replace the part, and you're done, right? Well, not so fast. Today, we're diving deep into why live data is often way more important than those simple fault codes. Let's start with fault codes. What? Think of them as a text message from your car's computer, the ECU. It's saying, hey, something isn't right over here. For example, a P0171 code tells you the engine is running to lean. It points you in a general direction, maybe a vacuum leak, a fuel pump issue, or a bad MAF sensor. The code itself doesn't tell you the why. It's just the symptom, not the cause. Replacing parts based on a code alone is like taking medicine for a cough without knowing if it's from a cold, allergies, or something more serious. It's a gamble, and it can get expensive really fast. This is where live data comes in and changes the game completely. Live data is like having a real-time conversation with your car's sensors. Instead of just a single alert, you're watching a live stream of what every component is doing. You can see your fuel trims, oxygen sensor readings, engine, RP, coolant temperature, and so much more, all updating in real time. It is the difference between seeing a check engine light and actually looking under the hood while the engine is running. Let me give you a real-world example. Imagine you have that P0171 lean code. You could just throw a new oxygen sensor at it and hope for the best. Or you could look at the live data. By watching the short-term and long-term fuel trims, you can get clues. If the fuel trims are high at idle but normalize when you rev the engine, that strongly suggests a vacuum leak. Why? Because at higher RPMs, that small unmetered air leak becomes insignificant compared to the total air volume. The code didn't tell you that. The live data did. Here's another one. Let's say your car is hesitating, but there are no codes. This happens more often than you'd think. A fault code only sets when a sensor's reading goes outside a pre-programmed range for a certain amount of time. But what if a sensor is just getting lazy or giving slow, inaccurate readings? The ECU might not see it as a fault, but you'll definitely feel it when you drive. By graphing the live data from your throttle position sensor or your MAF sensor, you can spot those little glitches and dropouts that the ECU might miss. You can see the sensor stuttering right there on the screen. Even without a code, that's a diagnosis you simply can't make with a fault code alone. So, think of fault codes as the headline of a news story. They grab your attention and tell you something is wrong. But the live data, that's the full article. It gives you the context, the details, and the evidence you need to understand the whole picture. It lets you see how different systems are interacting and helps you pinpoint the root cause of the problem. Learning to read live data is the single biggest skill that separates a parts changer from a true diagnostician. It saves you time, it saves you money, and it saves you a whole lot of frustration. So next time your check engine light comes on, don't just stop at the code. Dig a little deeper. Fire up that live data stream and start investigating. It might seem intimidating at first, but with a little practice, you'll be diagnosing problems like a pro. What are some of the coolest things you've diagnosed using live data? Drop your stories in the comments below. I'd love to read them. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more car repair tips. See you in the next one.